alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you and your household.
You are welcome to Fragrance.
Fragrance is that program where we bring you the beauty of Islam.
The beauty of Islam is about love for humanity, peace and compassion.
On this program, we have many segments lined up for you.
We'll be starting with starters, where we'll be going to the streets to assess people's opinion about Islam.
And the next segment will be You and I. On this segment, we'll be treating issues that affect our daily lives as human beings, and we'll bring it to you in this segment.
Then to the Sahabiyas, we'll be looking at the unique personalities in Islam.
What do Muslims call Jesus in the Quran? That is on status.
Anobi Isa alayhi salam.
Jesus in Quran. No, I don't know. I'm a Christian now.
Isa.
Jesus in Quran. Yes. Isa.
Isa.
Jesus' name in the Quran is what we call Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam.
It seems a lot of people know.
A large number of people seem to know the name of Jesus in the Quran.
Yes,
and
they got it right.
That's a good sign. The thing is, it's beautiful when you find out that people really know these things. People know about the religion.
Yes, Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is the Messiah, and he's born of a virgin birth.
Absolutely.
And
Miriam
yes,
was his mom.
And she was one of the women mentioned in the Holy Quran.
MashaAllah.
And you know one unique thing about Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam? There are lots of miracles surrounding his
Yes,
birth.
Allah granted him the power of miracles.
And the unique thing is it talked at birth.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Indeed. Allahu Akbar. I like the fact that people are beginning to understand that we understanding each other's religion makes life more beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the respondents. A lot of them have the knowledge, and some of them said they don't know, and some of them said, "Oh, I'm not a Muslim," but you know, it's just an avenue for them to express themselves, and probably by not knowing the response to the question, it's going to make them find out what's actually the name of Jesus in the Quran from the next Muslim they meet.
And as a Muslim, you must believe in Prophet Isa alayhi salatu
Absolutely.
wasalam. Without believing in him,
it is the
you are not a
instruction. You
Muslim.
must believe all the prophets. You must believe all the prophets and all the books.
because they brought the same message
Absolutely.
to worship Allah, to be obedient to him, and to treat humanity with respect.
On this segment today, we'll be discussing life-work balance. And in the house, we have with us a lawyer and a marriage counselor, Hajia Miriam Nuruddin Aruli.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
It's nice to have you on board.
Thank you, same here.
You're welcome. So, life-work balance. How do we ensure we achieve life-work balance?
Life work balance is creating an equilibrium between your life and your home. And managing it, especially in Nigeria, it's an Herculean task. However, you can always find a way around it. Achieving it is putting your order of priority, your list of priorities and needs. One, if your family is important to you or your work is important to you, we have to put them on a list. Okay, this week, this way, I want to do my work and I'm going to achieve that. However, it's not exactly perfect, especially for Muslim women. It's not exactly perfect. You know, once you are married is part of your deen, then the next thing that comes is children, then career comes in. Although some women have the opportunity to say, okay, I want to work from home. Some people have a choice of saying they don't have a choice than to, okay, I'm going to be a career woman. Creating a life balance is remembering that what is your why? Why are you doing this thing? Why are you raising a family? Why are you in your relationship? So you now put them on an order of priority. But remembering that after this work and money that you're making, the thing that comes next is your family. When you are down, yes, when you are down, who comes in support of you. When you are old, how did you raise your children in such a way that when you are old, they can come back and say, oh, I don't want my father to be alone or my mother to be alone. A friend of mine lost her mom last week, and she lives in Abuja. How old? The last 1 or 2 years now, she has been shuttling between Abuja and Lagos because her mother is based in Lagos, so she's treating a terminal illness. But I would like to remember that the fact that I'm sure her mother has sown a seed of putting family first. That's why she took it upon herself that regardless of living more than 14 hours by road or 1 hour by flight, because flight is not easy, but when you have to come every month to see your mom, it's really a huge sacrifice on how the mom had done when she was younger.
The way she raised
So
her.
raising a work-life balance is putting your family first. In the same vein, having a good self-love, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. I want to be the mother, I want to be the beautiful wife, I want to be a career woman that brings value to the table. So creating a life balance is just remembering that the family is important, having to give yourself the work and value to humanity. Striking a balance is now having a good pattern and role of priority.
So when we look at the 24 hours in a day, how do we allot time to the family, work, and yourself?
Okay, first of all, let's just use an example. For me, I'm a multi-potentialite. Let's use me as an example. I have 2 things doing and I play for family. I go to work as a lawyer. When I come back, family time, at least from 4 o'clock till 7 is for the children and family. From 7 to like 9 is for my husband. Then in between, I could do other things. So making sure that there's a particular time that nobody comes in between your family, your husband, nobody comes in between your children, so that the children feel loved. There'll be time that you have to be away, but that little love you have given when you are free. We have people that are governors, politicians, they are even doing work that they don't see their family every time. But when they say, even if it's an hour a day that you want to give with the children, please give them judicious time and let them feel it. Now my children knows that when mommy wants to lock the door, is either she has an online things doing, or she has something that is important to read about, and be like, okay, please, children say please.
Just give me that time.
That time. We beg each other. They beg me for my time, and I beg them for their own time. So creating a balance is, are you even there emotionally? It's not only being busy or free. Some people are free and still don't have this connection.
Busy
with their
doing
family.
nothing.
Yes.
At times you spend more than 8 hours at work, about 8 to 9 hours
Yes.
at work. So, and the fact that you have to go through the transportation system, for instance, in Lagos, you spend about 2 to 3 hours in traffic. So,
how does it measure?
How does it measure? Is it so easy to
It's
manage?
not easy. Like I said earlier, work-life balance is a scam actually. It's just that you have to give one thing at a time. There will be a time where you'll be free. There's also, that's where we have leave, or maybe like once in a year. In some sectors, you have 3 weeks, 6 weeks leave. You can dedicate that time to say, okay, I want to immerse myself in the family, immerse myself in cooking. Then also during that time of the day, that thing that you are giving for them might not even be the time. You know, we have love language.
Yes.
That's how it is for even your family as well. It's not only for your husband and it's not only for relationship, but generally in the family structure. If you will give them, okay, I don't have their time, but I give them gifts today. Tomorrow when I have their time, I
They will
cook for
appreciate
them,
it, yes.
right? And they know that, oh, my mommy's food is okay, what do you like? Now in my own family structure, I ask the children, what do they want to eat? It's not so I cannot give them what I want. I will give them what I want sometimes. But some days I'll be like, what's your special
It's your day.
desire? What do you want?
Make your
so these
request.
are ways you can do it. You know, you spend hours in traffic. You can call them you can call home during the time you are busy. You call your husband or your husband calls you, give them gifts, you serve them, and you have quality time. Time is just like 1 out of 5 things that you can share with your family. So
Okay. Let's look at it this way. Whether we like it or not, the life of a woman is very complicated.
Yes.
Let me be selfish a bit. Now, see, the thing is, okay, my kids are back from school. They have done the assignments they can do by themselves. There are still some that needs to be done. The 2 of us are out, obviously, at work. And we'll probably be getting home at about the same time. Don't forget that when a woman comes back, she goes first to the kitchen.
Exactly.
So at what point do you ask for assistance from your spouse without necessarily seeming like you're trying to overburden him, forgetting that he's been busy all day? At what point?
Okay, it might not be easy during the week, but weekends, that kind of schedule can happen. I remember some weeks ago, I needed to be away for like the whole of the weekend. I will come home, but surely their dad was available, and it was even a time for them to have a family bonding. And it was like, I said I want to be away from home, and he's like, and my children will still be there, let me spend time with them. They ate their meal, and the children were like, Mom, you don't even give us enough food, actually. Like, Dad was giving them more than I could give them. They like my food, right? But Dad will give them extra. Maybe he wants to make a cup of tea for them. You give them extra chocolate, extra milk.
You know, daddies know how to keep them busy.
Yes, that's how my dad was actually. So that's how it is. You can ask for help. I do not know mathematics to that extent. So when I can't do it, I will do elementary maths. Anything that is beyond that, I'll seek for help. I know how to ask for help, actually. So you don't make it feel like it's our duty. Never ever make your husband feel like you are giving him a job to do.
Like you are sharing the responsibilities.
You can't share responsibility. Most times, that's why we have women that are being overwhelmed, because we do it a lot and we come with a resentment. Don't respond, don't react. Respond and say, please, can you help me? I'm seriously helpless. Come from a place of vulnerability, not like, please, I've done it, I go to work.
Can't you see that I'm busy?
The men will be like, I didn't send you. Because some men will be like, I didn't send you. I married you to be the only person. This is a kind of discussion you should have before you get married.
Absolutely.
Like, how can we manage our life? But in theory, in theory, men have it figured out, the family have it figured out. Then when the reality comes, naturally the woman will be like, okay, let me relax for the children. But at the same time, the economy does not even allow
it's not friendly.
One person to be the financial.
It can be overwhelming.
So what you do is, let's see it like a synergy. Please, can you help me? And sometimes when you really, if you have a family, a husband that is very, very supportive and knows when you are good and when you are not good, and knows
that
when
can
you need
read
help,
you without you necessarily voicing it out.
Exactly.
Sometimes women are very emotional beings. You will now be trying to act like I need help without saying. If you don't know a man that can read your emotion, please speak out. Speak out with
communication.
Good communication. We have subtle and verbal, but at least let him know that, please, I need help. I'm seriously helpless. Don't wait for him to say, but he saw that I'm very helpless, but he saw that I'm sick. You cannot say you are sick and you're continuing acting up. But naturally, I would also be like that. I would say I'm sick, but I would still stand up.
No, it's a norm for women. We are hyperactive, so naturally, even when we are tired, we'll still pull. Especially when the kids come and they're like, "Mommy, I want to eat semo." You look at yourself and be like, my child is actually placing this request so nicely. You get up and go and do it, and then your husband will look at you and say, I thought you said you are not feeling fine. You better don't kill yourself.
As long as you are still working, they believe that you still have some energy.
And that is the point I have issues with. That particular point. Your partner does not necessarily have to be bedridden before you get the message that she or he needs support. Because if you wait till the point of breakdown before giving that assistance that you should have given, it would be too late. It's not a matter of might. It would be, because it's either he or she has broken down and is now in the hospital, or doctor's orders he or she needs to rest. So without necessarily placing a request, please, I think at this point we need to begin to give this help without being asked for.
And when they cannot help you, they can also suggest outsourcing some house chores.
Why will they not help? When we look at the life and times of the Prophet,
he was helping around the house. And so if they are going to emulate the Prophet in other spheres that pays them, they should as well emulate in this sphere that does not pay them.
I will speak for the men here.
Please do.
Seriously, sometimes it's just us being realistic. Your husband is still at work by 9 p.m. on Monday to Friday.
Some women stay that late too, remember?
We understand. So that's why you both will have to strategize on our career paths early on. So one of the reasons I'm doing a job that is very, very flexible for me is because I know that we are both lawyers. We have to choose. If I've seen men actually choosing the easier route. I have a friend, she's not in Nigeria actually. Her husband works hybrid because of the children. While she works full time. She works in the in-demand sector. So it comes with maybe the man has to change his career path and say, okay, let's do. It's not only the women that have to change the career path all the time. The man can actually work hybrid, do a role that's very, very flexible, where even if the children are not home and the mother is not home. So like I always say, my dad was the one that did the flexible job. He works with the government and he comes home by we are 9 to 4, 8 to 5 in the government sector. While my mom is a nurse. So she was not available all the time. So the only few times, so I can say that I'm in the best position to tell you how to do work balance, like I said, because my mom was away. But when she's there, she's there. When she's not there, she's not there. But my dad,
when you are there, you leave your
Everybody knew
footprints.
my father through me. We saw Mariam yesterday. It's because they will see her father with her. The father was the one taking us to school. My mom never did morning runs or school runs. So that's where you can come in. When your husband knows that you're a doctor, you are a nurse, definitely you know. I have friends that are also married to women doctors, and they do the flexible jobs. So it's not only the women that have to sacrifice, but it comes from a place of having had the clarity talk. Okay, how do we do this? We are planning our life. Then sometimes people just stumble into marriage. You know, this is February. We have single women that don't plan marrying by December. But
And they
by
just found
June,
themselves married.
They just, that December they meet somebody, and by next January they're married. So they don't plan their career. Maybe they're just in school. They married in school. They don't know how the future holds for them, the labor market. So marriage now comes in. They now comes like they will be the one doing the sacrifices. But from earth on, please, let's talk about the future. How can we maintain a work balance from singlehood to marriage and when children come in? Because the major reason for life balance is actually the children. Because you can always enjoy your relationship in distance with a man. Hello, how you doing? You can do all things. We have internet, but the children cannot always have an internet mother.
Of course.
No,
So
definitely
that's
not.
where the work-life balance actually requires us to be available, how we can
Present.
balance our love, even when we are present without being present.
Okay.
Maybe
Can you explain that?
So present without being present is that, okay, I've had a few times that I've been away from home when I was studying. So I was in law school. I had 2 children. I made sure that every weekend I was home, and the children, I have them call, we go for hangout, we take a walk together, so that because when you are not available, they're feeling on that emotional need that you have given them in the past, and use it to hold on. I listened to one multinational company lady, I think she was a Coca-Cola, I don't know, she's an Indian lady, top notch. She shared how she was not available for school programs, and they'll be like, Mom, you're not there, they need to call through a secretary, there might be barriers. But at the same time, she still created something like, my daughter, I might not be in your school tea party, but I will be there someday. Please, all this I'm doing is for the family. Continue to let the children know that whatever I'm doing, I even try to motivate my children on my future. They know what I want to do in future, even though I'm an adult already. But like, Mommy, why is this? Because you need to tell them. You have to have a relationship with them, regardless of whether you are there or not. Talk.
Conversation is everything.
Yes, very, very important. Let them have a self-worth that whether or not they don't have a parent, they are still loved. Some of the adults I see that expend their life on men or women, like, okay, they want love from their husband, is because they've been love deprived when they were younger. So you don't have to be there to give love. We have mothers that are available, but they are 24 hours
on the phone.
Yes. So when I'm not on the phone, I'll let the children know, okay, this phone is important. When we're not on the phone, let's talk. We gist about
I think I would always suggest that parents cultivate the habit of putting down their phones, especially when the kids come to you and they're like, Mommy, they're trying to get your attention. Just at that moment, it's a sign of respect. Respect doesn't have anything to do with age. Put down your phone. Give your child the utmost attention, even if it's just a minute. Yes. Or even if that thing that the child is seeking at that particular moment can't be given. No, I'm not giving you chocolate. But Mommy is busy right now. I'll come back for you. For me, it's everything.
Yes. Putting them first. And also, another way, we should not also delegate our parenting. Now we have new mothers because of the tech age. A 6-month-old already has a tab or phone. I don't do screen time. Because when the children see that we have screen, you want to enjoy your phone. So just take this tab. I'm busy.
Like a babysitter.
No. Tab cannot be the parent for you. You cannot outsource your parenting to technology. We should still have some time that, some of the books I've read to my children when they were 2 and under, they sometimes say, Mommy, let's read. I'm not as free as then. But at the same time, I've cultivated the habit of reading, that we are all reading at the same time.
We should have a situation of family time, bonding time, a time to communicate properly with the children to avoid breakdown in the home, balancing our life and work.
Yes.
Hajia Miriam, thank you so much for coming. I feel that we've not done justice. We still need to talk more on this topic. So I'm going to put you on the hot seat and ask you nicely that you're going to come back and complete this, right?
I'll try my best.
Barakallahu fi. Thank you so much. May Allah make it easy. And there you have it. That has been Hajia Miriam Nuruddin Arole doing justice to the topic, work-life balance. Balancing your life and your work as a man, as a woman, is utmostly important to ensure that you have a wonderful family life. Your family comes first. Work, it will finish. Whether you retire or you get to the age limit for retirement, always remember your family is very important. So you must ensure you balance your work with your life.
Asma bint Abu Bakr is one of the special and great women in Islamic history. Born in 595 AD, she was brought up in an environment of purity and piety. Her father Abu Bakr was a close companion and trusted friend of Prophet Muhammad. She was his eldest daughter with an age gap of 10 years between her and her sister Aisha, the beloved wife of Muhammad. Asma faced a lot of hardships during her life. Her husband was Az-Zubair, the companion and cousin of Prophet Muhammad. He was very poor when they first married, but as a noble wife, she stood by him through the tough times. Asma made many sacrifices for the prosperity of Islam. The day before Muhammad and her father set off for migration to Medina, Asma rushed to prepare their travel provisions and water, but she couldn't find a rope to tie them securely. So she tore her nitak into 2 pieces and used one to tie the bag with. The Prophet therefore called her the possessor of 2 belts. Asma was a very brave woman who didn't fear anybody. When Abu Jahl was searching madly for her father and the Prophet, she refused to tell him where they were hiding during their journey to Medina. She kept silent and faced him bravely despite being slapped violently. Asma also took part in Islamic battles and fought bravely in the Battle of Yarmouk. She was a woman of great knowledge and wisdom too. Many companions and successors used to come to her for guidance and verification of hadiths. Asma died in Mecca in the year 692 AD. She was almost 100 years old, and by that time she had lost her sight. However, subhanallah, she had kept her sharp memory. Asma's life and character is inspirational. May Allah reward her for all her efforts and guide our daughters to be just like her.
That was the story of Asma bint Abu Bakr.
Yeah, she is a very unique personality in Islam.
Very unique.
She's the daughter of Abu Bakr,
who happens to be a companion of the Prophet.
A friend of the Prophet.
A very good friend of his.
And the sister to the mother of the believers,
yes, Aisha. May Allah be pleased with her.
Ameen. Then, the first people that accepted Islam.
Yeah. And another thing about Asma, may Allah be pleased with her, she was married to Zubair at the time, and Zubair was a very poor man.
Very poor.
Very,
he only had a horse.
Very poor. And she stood by him, supported him, and she was that one person when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and her father Abu Bakr were going to move from Makkah to Medina. She was the one that packed their food, water, and everything. So when she was done with the bag, she needed something to tie up the bag. There was nothing. So she had to cut her belts and used half of it to tie the bag.
And that is why she's called the woman of 2 belts.
The woman, the possessor of 2 belts by the Prophet. That was the nickname the Prophet gave her.
She's also a very knowledgeable woman.
Very.
She also relayed a lot of hadiths. That is the sayings of the Prophet during his time to the companions. And
she's also very brave. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and her father were traveling, when Abu Jahl came to her to find out where they were, she refused to divulge their location that they were hiding, even though she was being slapped seriously. And she refused. She was really able to hold herself. Courage, determination.
She lived up to 100 years. Though she lost her sight.
She lost her sight, but her knowledge was there.
But her knowledge was there, and she had her teeth complete.
And you know, even at that old age, the companions, the followers, they still went to her for guidance, you know, to confirm information. So bottom line, she was a very, very knowledgeable woman. She was brave. She was supportive.
Yeah.
Yes. She's 10 years older than
Yeah.
May Allah be pleased with her. So they're actually sisters. She lived a beautiful life.
In spite of her
inspiring
husband
life.
not having enough for her to enjoy her
Life,
She's
yes.
still, that is forbearance and perseverance.
Absolutely.
And believing in Allah.
Yes, that everything will be all right.
fine.
Being determined to move on,
Yeah.
even though things are not looking the way you want them to be. So for me, she's worthy of emulation.
Yeah.
She's somebody Muslims and non-Muslims alike should emulate. We call all of them, all these Sahabiyas, we call them mothers of the deen, you know, worthy of emulation, great leaders, knowledgeable, courageous, brave.
May Allah be pleased with her.
Amen. And the others as well. Yeah. So that's where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Fragrance.
Follow us on our social media handles. It's right there on the screen. We would like to know what you feel about the program.
Plan to join us for another interesting package next week. I remain yours sincerely, Tinuke Oloruntoyin Folami.
And I am Fadila Okunu. Till next week, we say
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.